What is up, people? I have been looking forward to recording this video again for you for the last couple of weeks. I did happen to record content for this video already. This is going to be a video based around pickups for the whole of January 2019. The date now is the 12th of Feb, so I'm a couple of weeks late. I've not picked up much since then, but I've got a whole bunch of stuff here that I want to go through. I have gone through this already on the video, but I never posted it, thank God, because I've got a lot more stuff here to go through to show you what I've picked up. So this is a new channel, kind of. I made this channel before moving back to my parents. I've not been streaming or making any game videos because of moving back to my parents, and this game room, which was my game room before I moved out, was filled with storage for my sister and her partner moving out. So I wasn't able to get back in the game and get things set up. But now I have. It come to January, well, Christmas time 2018, into January. And I thought I'll check some bits to do some pickups. I wasn't really not looking for anything in particular. I haven't done much hunting for a long time, mainly because I usually do a lot of stuff at boot sales, and with the winter it's never weather permitting in the UK to do boot sales unless it's like an indoor one. But with work, I don't waste my time with indoor ones at the minute. I've been waiting for the summer ones or the spring ones to start up again, so hopefully we'll get some good weather in the next few weeks to be able to get back out of boot sales. But I had tried my luck with the Facebook marketplace, and it has paid off more than ever before. So the latter part of 2018, the last time I done some hunting was for, I can't remember, maybe October, November time, and it was charity shop hunting. I picked up some good stuff. What did I pick up? I picked up a GameCube, purple GameCube for a tenner, and the highlight of the last hunt was actually this factory sealed copy of Shadow of the Colossus on PS2. And this is factory sealed. It's got all of the holograms on the back of the packaging, and you can tell by the way that it is wrapped that this is factory sealed. And in case you didn't see that there, because the camera isn't too good, I need to get a new camera. I paid £1 for this, and it's factory sealed, and it's in mint condition, absolute minty. So I've been keeping that away for now to keep it safe. But back to the pickups for January. So I usually just scroll through the Facebook marketplace and see if I can find anything for cheap. I won't go on there and pay stupid amounts of money for stuff in case it doesn't work. And I hadn't really been going on there much to look anyway. But I came across a post from a lady and a couple not too far from me, and what they were selling was, it was for £10. I never had it in my collection, and it was this Grandstand Adman TV game 3000. It's like a pong, squash, tennis type console, plug into the TV. I'm not too sure what year this is from. I think it's from the 70s, but it's in nice condition. I haven't actually tested it to see if it works, but it cost me a tenner. So I messaged this lady and was like, look, I'm interested in that, can I come and get it? And unfortunately she messaged me and was like, look, someone's coming to get it already. If it all falls through, I'll message you. So I thought nothing of it. A few days later on, she then messaged me again and was like, this person no-showed, they never came to collect it, do you want it? So I think it was a Saturday morning, I had nothing to do, so I jumped in the car, went to this lady's house, and I withdrew a tenner, and I went to get it, sorry. So when I got there, I was having a look at it, just having a chat with the lady, and she said to me that I was a bit too young to have played this. So I laughed and said, oh, well, I've done a degree in game design, I collect games, we've got a game room. I'm a collector of consoles, games on all platforms and all that jazz. And then she said, oh, you're a collector, we've got this other stuff. So as soon as she said that, my ears literally pinged up, and I was like, right, okay, let's go have a look, see what she's got. I went out into the kitchen, and I saw a PS2, like a Sega Saturn steering wheel, some other game stuff, and a box of NES games with controllers, light gun, console, and a slim PS1 with a bunch of games and some PS2 games. So I have all of that stuff already, so I was kind of like, I'm not selling. I picked up stuff over the years of collecting that I've never sold. So I was umming and ahhing about it. They then threw out a price, and I wasn't interested in keeping it for myself because I'd already got the stuff. So I walked away, and then when I got home, I thought I could pick that NES up, keep the games that I need from it, and then sell the rest that I don't need on, and then that way the money will go back into their collection. I haven't spent it with my own money. I'm getting games out of it, and then any profits will then go back to buy more stuff. So I did that. I bought it back. I didn't pay for the PlayStation, so I helped them. I priced the stuff up for them. They were an older couple. They're moving house. A lot of the stuff was from their kids, so I helped them price the PlayStation up. Told them what it was worth, what to sell it at. I bought the NES off them, and I didn't want the PS2 because they're harder to get rid of. And wasn't really interested in the games. I didn't want to spend any more. So the stuff that I walked away with was Top Gun Secret Mission, Mac Rider, and these are all games that I needed, by the way. Rad Gravity, Swordmaster, Double Dragon, WF WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge. I've never played that game before. DuckTales, which I really, really wanted for the NES. Digger, or The Legend of the Lost City. Rad Racer, Super Mario Bros. 2, and Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu. Now, there is some other games that came with the console. So the console itself has some yellowing on the top, a little bit of brownage at the front. I have given it a clean up. It does work. Everything's tested. It's got 4 controllers with it and a light gun, so that's all good. So the games that I'll be selling on, because I already have these boxed, is Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt. This is like every NES ever has come with that game. The Battle of Olympus, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Because I already have all of these, they will then be bundled off with the console itself and sold on. So I took that off them. I helped them then get rid of the slimline PlayStation which they had. So what happened after that? Because I've been to these people so many times now. It's actually here. That was it. So they messaged me, the lady messaged me and was like, okay, I'll give you first dibs on any other game stuff that we find. So I was like, cool, sweet. Like, if these people are going to find any more stuff, and they're going to give me a shout before they then put it on a Facebook Marketplace or do whatever they want with it. I thought, sweet. I was like, message me any game stuff you have. I'll either help you get rid of it or I'll take it. So they said, we've got something here. Come and have a look. So I did, and what it was is a VideoMaster Color Score home TV game, a game similar to the one that I'd already picked up, like a tennis and Pong type thing. And this one was in the box, so the box is a bit tatty, but I don't care. It's boxed, and I paid again £10 for this in the box from them. And they then had a second one that was unboxed, so I had that too, and they gave that to me for free. And they gave it to me for free because I helped them price up some stuff the week before. So they was like, you can have this, you helped us out. It's probably not going to sell. I bought that one off them. They gave me an extra one for free, so I'll then sell that to make the money back for that one, and maybe a bit more. And then a couple of days later, I was at work. I work in Portsmouth, so that's about a 60-mile drive from where I live. I live in southwest London, and I drive to Portsmouth every day. So I was at work at my desk, and then bing, my phone goes off, and she's messaged me again. And they had this yellow, great condition Game Boy Pocket. I actually don't have this, so I said, how much again do you want? And they gave it to me for a great price. I paid 20 for this, but it has a nice official Nintendo carry bag, and it had Super Mario Land, Pokemon Blue, and a handful of other like 500 in one cartridges. So I sold the PlayStation. I sold the Pokemon Blue, which then paid for this because I already have Pokemon Blue Game Boy Color. I then sold that, which then paid for that pickup. So that was another great one from them. They gave me dibs on that. A couple of days after that, I was scouring through Facebook Marketplace again, and I've come across this guy who was selling this And I paid 80 for this Pokemon Nintendo 64, which is in great condition. It works perfectly. It is in absolutely great, clean condition. I paid £80 for that, but that came with a bunch of N64 games, which I already have, and I had an N64 already to get rid of, so I've managed to flip those games with that N64 to then pay for this. I actually did, before I was collecting, I started collecting when I was about 18 maybe, and I did have this before like I said, before I started collecting, and I sold it for £5 at a car boot sale when I was probably about 14, or my mum did anyway. But I've been looking to get one back for ages. I didn't want to pay a ridiculous price. I thought with the games that he was selling, it's got the Pokemon controller with it. It's great condition, and I've made my money back on that already. So that was a great pickup off the Facebook Marketplace. I was lucky because a lot of times I message people on the Facebook Marketplace. There's someone always coming to pick the stuff up, or they don't message back, and then it ends up being sold. So I had a great score out. I met this guy from Wandsworth. He was great. He had loads more stuff to sell, but I'd had all of it because I'd spent quite a bit that month, January, on other stuff as well. I didn't want to then leave myself short with a bunch of stuff to sell, which I wasn't selling, which I kind of have done anyway. But moving on, I then had some other great pickups. Last week, this is going to be in no particular order, or the week before, I picked up this Super Nintendo, working Super Nintendo with a bunch of games. Well, not a bunch of games, I say bunch, it's 3 games. 2 that I didn't have, so they'll go straight into collection. 1 I do have, so that will be sold with the console because I have the console as well. So Super Mario All-Stars, Aladdin, and what was this one? Tournament Fighters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. I did have a little plan out whilst I was testing the console before I sold it. Or before I sell it, sorry, not before I sold it, before I sell it. So I've done some cleaning on it, I've opened it up, I've cleared all of the dust from inside, cleared the cartridges as well because you never know. And that's going to now be sold, so that will pay for itself. So it wasn't just this, I paid £50 for those games, this Super Nintendo, but it also had with it, as part of the sale, this was another Facebook sale. This was off of Facebook near where I work, so I switched between Portsmouth and Southwest London on my search for Facebook Marketplace because I work in Portsmouth every day, so I can always pick stuff up on the way home after work, which is great. So the PlayStation 1 games that I had, I think I have some of these, some I need to check. I didn't have this one, Aeronauts. I had actually never heard of this game before picking this up. It's got a big crack through the case, but I'm not too worried about that. I don't actually have that, so that's going in the collection. Tekken 3, I'm pretty sure I've already got, so that will be bundled off. Croc, I've already got, and I'm pretty sure I've got this Colin McRae Valley. So those ones that I have that are now duplicate games will then be bundled off with a console, which I actually have so many to be selling at the moment. So the other part of the sale, it was £50. This needs a bit of a clean up. I've not actually done anything with it yet. So I picked up this original PlayStation 1 as part of the sale. So £50 for the Super Nintendo and the 3 games with that, and this PlayStation 1 with the 4 other games. So I already have some interest in the Super Nintendo, which I'll sell for £50. So that makes my money back. I keep the games that I need, and I'll then sell the PlayStation on to then put that money back in towards the game, towards the game room fund. One of the next pickups again was from Portsmouth. I'd already have the parts, so this was a N64 that I picked up with no cables, but I have tons of cables for N64s and controllers that I can use. I do have a power supply for this, so this will then be sold. I paid a bit more than what I normally would. I usually pay about a tenner for a console with no cables or anything, which is normally about, for me, the right price to pay. But I paid 20 for this, and I'm probably going to sell it for 50 with the other parts. So I'll probably make about £15–20 profit. But it's just it was kind of impulsive really, because I was driving back from work, so I just grabbed it. But I wouldn't normally spend that sort of money on one like this, but it's in good shape. It works, so that's going to then be sold on. I'm going to aim to sell this one for about £50 with a couple of games, maybe GoldenEye. I've got a few copies of GoldenEye to get rid of, so I'll bundle that off with this and sell that. part of the same day for this. I did pick up some GameCube games, like £2 each. They're in the collection somewhere behind here. I did put those in there, so I haven't got those to show. But I picked them up the same day as this. So I drove home from work. I made 3 stop-offs in Portsmouth. I picked up this. I picked up some GameCube games, and then I also. This was quite a good deal, actually. For me, it was quite a good deal. These aren't tested. I've not bothered to test them yet because I can't be bothered. I've not really had the time. But I picked from the same sale. This couple were selling 2 original PlayStation 1s, and I paid altogether for the sale. I paid £10, so £5 each with the cables and stuff for 2 PlayStation 1s. Even if they don't work, a tenner I could live with. I mean, I could probably get rid of these back for the tenner if someone wants to repair them. But if they don't work, I'll probably try and repair them myself. And if they are working, which I'm hoping they probably are, I will then flip these on and make a nice profit. Because a £5 each, I thought I couldn't go wrong with that. I mean, what's a £5 for a PlayStation that I could make a profit on and then buy more games that I need? So I picked those up. One of the next things, I don't actually have it here, but I picked up off this guy a sealed, boxed, factory sealed Donkey Kongers for the GameCube for £15 with the game sealed, factory sealed, and then he had a spare set of Kongers. Now I don't have Kongers for my GameCube, so I've got 2 controllers, 2 Donkey Konga controllers, 1 out which I will use, and then the other one factory sealed in the bag, in the box, nice and pristine. So I've kept that. That's on the shelf, and I paid £15 for all of that, which was a score. And in the bag he left me some other games. I think there's one here actually. So these bigger cardboarded ones is actually, I love the artwork on it actually. And there was just a few other games in the bag, and I paid 15 quid for all of it, so I was happy with that, to be honest. He is actually a same guy. I don't know if he remembers me from before, but he had actually messaged me twice after I messaged him and said that people were going to get stuff, and then ended up messaging me back to say they'd never turn up. But he also sold me this a couple of weeks before with a boxed, I think it's boxed and complete. The box is in good shape, kind of. It's not too bad. With the manual in there, and it's the Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Mega Drive, and I picked that up and the Mega Drive for £10. So I will then aim to sell this on. I've got a few Mega Drives that I'm getting shot of at the minute, so this one will be bundled off. I've got some other Mega Drive games to sell, so I'll sell this and make some money back for more pickups. But what was the next one? I've had such a good January. I actually can't believe it. I'm just surrounded by stuff here from what I've picked up over the last few weeks. I actually can't believe it. So the next thing I actually just can't even pick to what I've got here. It's actually now wired in over on one of the cabinets there, so I'm not going to go get it. But I picked up a Sega Saturn for £15. I've been looking for a Sega Saturn for so long. I've gone to retro gaming markets, Comic-Con, at the vendors there, and if someone's dealing in retro games and stuff, I don't normally buy games off of them unless I'm feeling on the day, or I'm here, I'll just buy something off the cuff with what I need. But I've wanted a Sega Saturn for ages. I've not picked one up because I don't want to pay too much money for one. I would rather stick to hunting and trying to grind out and then get a good price. And I had to drive a little bit further than what I normally would for this one, but I picked up the Sega Saturn for £15 in great shape with the cables. It just didn't have a controller, but for 15 quid I thought that was good enough for me. Like, I could pick up a controller anywhere. I've got loads of Sega Saturn games, so that is all good, which then leads on to the next part of this video. So going back to the NES at the beginning of the video, I picked up that package or that bundle off of that couple that were moving. I then went back and helped them sell stuff, and they gave me some bits for free, and I bought the Game Boy and all that jazz. They then sent me a message before they were their move date, so they were then due to move like 2 days after they messaged me and was like, look, we've got this stuff left over, we don't want to take it with us, no one's bought it, do you want it? And I said, I'm not really looking to buy it, I don't really need it, I probably won't be able to move stuff on quick enough. And they said, no, like, just come and get it, if you want it, just have it. So I was like, okay, I'll come. I had a chat with them, they boxed all this stuff up, and they literally just put it all in the back of my car and just let me take all of it, more than what I was expecting, because one of them was just a PS2. And then it turns out they had more stuff for me, so I got all of this next stuff I picked up for free from this couple that moved. And I think it's great, to be honest, because some of this stuff I actually needed. So to start off with, just your standard fat PlayStation 2 with a memory card. I've got a few PlayStation 2s out for sale. Well, up for sale at the moment, which I'm looking to move on. So this will then go in with those. I've not tested it yet, but again, this was free. So but going by the rest of their stuff, they kept everything pretty clean and in good shape. So it should, touch wood, I think that's going to work. I then have this quick shot joystick for Flight Sim. So out of some of the games that they gave me for free in one of the times I'd been there was an old flight simulator. So this is quite an old one. It leans to the left a little bit. It's a bit loose, but it's free. I'm not going to complain about anything that's free. I don't own any joysticks anymore, so I want to put together an old PC into the game room somewhere, and I'll probably put like that 1995 or 1998 Flight Sim, install that on there, and probably use this. I mean, it'll be kind of good fun to play something old like that with the flight stick. So I've got that. I then have another flight stick from them. This is a Super Warrior, again quick shot, the Lethal series, a must-have for PC pilots. And again, this was free. It's in the box, so I'm not going to complain. What does it look like? It's a bit bigger. This one seems a bit more sturdier. So again, I could use this when I install that Flight Sim on an old PC, because some of my friends would have a laugh with this. I mean, be good fun. And while in my game room at the minute, I've got some space. Once some of this stuff, like I mentioned earlier, from that's now been used as storage, once that then gets moved on and I free up some space, you can't really see it from here, but I'm going to try and put in a little computer down there and just put in some old PC games. Flight Sim will definitely be one of those, because it'll be good fun to play. I picked up off of them in the same pickup, again, a quick shot command pad for the PC. I probably don't have any use for this really. It's not one that I'll be using much, but I don't have one. It's a nice controller, so I'll probably keep it for now. I have decided that one's fate another time. And another quick shot for the professional players. I don't know what I would use this one for. It's like 3-button input. It's quite old. I'll probably keep it for now. Again, just like the other one, I don't really have much use for it. The next part of the deal was this Sega Saturn steering wheel. Now, I mentioned earlier that I don't have any controllers for my Sega Saturn, so I do have... What's that rally game? It's not WRC. I can't remember what it's called. But I do have a racing game, or a couple of racing games actually, for the Saturn, so I will use this to test the Saturn to see if it doesn't die after playing a game for a little while. But this was great. I mean, it'll be cool. It's cool to have, but I got it for free. So again, fantastic from my point of view. Very pleased with that. The next item was this PlayStation Dancer mat for PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 in the box. I did have one of these quite a while ago in the box, and I lent it to someone and never got it back, so I don't think I'll be lending this one out. I do have the Dance Stage Euro Mix games for the PlayStation, and they are great fun. I probably won't be doing that in the game room up here because I don't want to go through the floor. I do weigh a ton, so I'll just be keeping this handy for now. When the game room gets bigger, and again I then move into another space, when I move into another flat, I will probably use that. But that looks like it's in good shape. It actually doesn't even look like it's ever been pulled out of this box, but it probably has been used. And then the next item is this PC turbo wheel. What does that even say? Performer. But it doesn't say performer as in actually writing it. It's got the number 4 in it. But this is again for an older PC. This is like old. So when like I said with the flight stick, I'll probably use this when I install some old ass PC games onto an old ass PC in the corner of the game room, because that'd be cool. My PC for playing games and making games is actually not in the game room. It's actually in my office space, because I do a bit of game development, and the PC I use for that I also play games on. Not very often, I'll admit. I am a console gamer, but the PC that I'll be having up here is an older one, a nice retro, older Windows, and it will be good to have some fun with some old games on. The last part of the pickup of the free stuff was this whole bag full here of PlayStation 2 games. There's quite a few titles in here. There's some that I didn't have. I think I've got Crazy Taxi, but I think I've got a platinum version, so I'll keep this normal version. That's probably one of the highlights. And Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. I think I've got the case for this, but it's got some random game that was picked up as a bundle at a car boot sale inside it. So I actually didn't have that, so that's going straight in the collection. And the next one that was probably any name better than any of the others was probably Wipeout Fusion. I don't have that for the PS2, so I'll be keeping that. And then there's just some ones that I'll probably keep just for the fact that they're in German. Der Herr der Ringe, die zwei, I don't know how to speak German, I'm just trying to read it. But Lord of the Rings and 007, both in German. I'll probably keep those just because they're German. What do you call it? There's controllers and stuff in here. There's also some PC games. Pro Evolution Soccer, I used to love playing PES on PlayStation. There's the GTA Vice Cities and the Tony Hawks, the SSX. These sort of games will all be bundled off with a PlayStation sale. I've got a load of other games, Simpsons Hit and Run, some of the better games, to now sell with this PlayStation or with one of the other 2 or 3 that I've got up for sale at the minute. But yeah, I got this a bunch of PlayStation 2 games. There are quite a few in there. I actually did need Airblade. I didn't have Airblade for the PlayStation 2, so I've come out, walked away from there very lucky from that couple. I've got so much stuff for cheap, and I've got so much stuff for free off of them, and I have had a great January for pickups, and I've pretty much made my money back already from what I've spent. So that'll be now coming into mid-Feb. Next month in March is the boot sale season. There's also the London gaming market, so I'll be there trying to get some deals. The boot sales is where I'll be picking up more deals. No, I haven't missed anything. But January has been so good so far, so just keep at it on there with the Facebook Marketplace. Keep your eyes peeled. I normally just refresh throughout the day. I keep my radius pretty small. I'm pretty tight like that. I only do a 10k radius. But I'm lucky the fact that I work quite far away, so I can look at 2 big areas throughout the day and then get the pickups. It's just being lucky, you messaging them before someone else does, or you seeing something before someone else does, which is where you're going to get the help from. But now we're going into boot sale season. If you're from the UK, I strongly recommend getting out to boot sales to get some pickups, because I get so many deals and scores from boot sales that it's actually a joke of some of the prices I've paid for stuff. Even the Facebook Marketplace, some of the stuff I've paid is a joke for what it's actually worth. But go in lower at what they ask. I always do. I'm shameless with it. I mean, I'm not gonna, unless they're a dealer in retro games, then they probably come down. Or if they've looked online, I just try and say to them, look, this isn't really, you're not going to get that sort of price unless you're a dealer and you're going to hold out and sell at an event or in a shop. But I've got so much stuff here through January. Probably the biggest scores I've had in a close time frame, because now I'm surrounded by stuff in the game room which I need to tidy away and box up some of the stuff that I'm going to sell to keep it separate from what I'm not selling. But February, now we're in February, I've got some days off work, so I'm going to be doing some charity shop videos soon. I'm going to do a whole day charity shop hunting, so the next video, so I'll do this once a month at the end of the month to show you what I've picked up throughout that month. And so next month's going to be like CEX charity shops, and like game, at the minute my local game store, as in the chain game, are selling off 360 and PS3 games super cheap. And my Xbox 360 collection, you can't see it from where the webcam is, but it's my biggest collection at the moment is Xbox. I am an Xbox guy. It is the biggest collection I have, and I'm going to try and get as many as I can. So at the minute I'm picking up titles for like 50p, 20p, a quid, all at game, and they're decent games as well, ones that I don't have. So I've held out. I stop in game whenever I can just to see if there's anything I can get, because they're now starting to phase out on 360 games and PlayStation 3 games by the looks of it. And CEX as well. Again, you can pick up games for dirt cheap there at the minute. So check those out. Make sure you're in there. And the ones with the charity shops, I'm going to be doing it this week. So at the end of the month, I'll then pile them up. If I get enough this week, I'll make a video to show you what I got this week. But here's to hoping that each month is as big a haul as what I've had in January, because January has been amazing. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. The webcam that I'm having to use at the minute is really bad, so apologies for the quality of my face. It's probably better for you guys that you don't have to see the extra details in the wrinkles on my face and my glowing forehead in this light. But let's hope that February we get some more scores and just carry on. I need to flip some of this stuff because then I need to pay for more stuff. So sell this stuff, get the money for stuff, and buy more stuff. That is the rule. But peace out. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, maybe just give it a thumbs up. If you don't, you don't. I'm not really fussed, to be honest, but it would be nice if you would. If you like the video, chuck a comment. Maybe chuck me a comment of what you picked up recently over the last few weeks. And I'll see you again with the next video at the end of February, doing the monthly pickups, because now I've got to pull this stuff away. So peace out. I hope you enjoyed it.